I'm Shantelle Abshire. I am a real estate professional in the Tri-Parish area, or the Bayou Region, mainly focusing in like Houma, Thibodaux, and St. Mary parishes. My first real estate transaction was one of my longtime friends and helping her list her house and getting it sold. We actually did a great job, and I've now helped her with 2 more houses. But the most weirdest thing that I've ever happened is I went to a showing and they had large like tiger cats in the backyard, which was kind of weird and scary. But I look back now and I was like, what was going on in that backyard? And in the listing they had that it was dogs, which they were not dogs at all. I mean, you see a lot of funny things in real estate. Like you see inappropriate stuff like electrical sockets in a shower room or a toilet in a pantry, or just like things that are inappropriate and you're like, how did we get here? But that's a whole book. So fun fact about me is I love a festival and I want to make a festival magnet. So I'm not the football girl that's going to send you the magnet every year with the Saints, go Saints, but I would send everybody a local festival magnet. That will happen this year. My favorite festival, that is very hard. Anything in the fall really is great, but does Mardi Gras count as a festival? Because Mardi Gras is also my favorite festival. Don't be afraid of finding out where you are, where you stand in the process, because it's so intimidating. So nobody knows where we stand until we reach out to a lender. So it's not that a real estate agent doesn't want to work with you if you haven't sought out a lender yet. We would help you find lending. But if you don't know where you stand, because we all have something we need to work on, then you can't get there. And most of us are closer than what we think. So like dropping that fear and being proactive and just making that 10-minute, 15-minute phone call to figure out, and then having a great realtor that's gonna walk you through and a great lender that's gonna walk you through, whether it's 6 months, a year, doesn't matter, but just don't be afraid. You gotta start there. My advice to a seller in specifically today's market is that you don't have to overprice your house for negotiations. I feel like there's a lot of people wanting to price high, and we are in that market shift, and I think pricing high is a problem. It keeps us from the potential buyer pool. But the seller rather, they drive the bus. So we can guide and educate, and we provide and give all of this great market stats and data and try to help someone within a range. But often I feel like sellers really want to push themselves, and it kind of marks them out, and you can say that, but I really wish that they would get that. And often there are times you can negotiate up. You don't always have to negotiate down. When we price ourselves out, that could be one of the worst things we do for our listings. I'm very fortunate. I think my clients are so awesome to me, and I have tons of reviews, but one of my favorites, my dear friend now client is Cherie. She called me the realest realtor. I mean, when you're helping someone purchase or sell a house, there's a lot of honesty and integrity that needs to show up in the transaction, a lot of transparency, because it's a big transaction and there could be a lot of disappointment, or again, we talked about fear or letdown, but if you're helping and guiding the whole time, they're able to make good, right choices from those spaces. They're able to make smarter choices. But so she coined me realist realtor, and I love that because it really means something in that transparency and honesty and integrity that I like to hold with my clients. I think there's a couple of things that make me unique. Of course, one of my strong points is communication. So I've owned a yoga studio for 10 years and have taught yoga and lead yoga trainings, which we're having in personal development and communication. So that is just kind of like a given and a part of who I am. And obviously yoga has really taught me the balance of effort and ease in my life, and I can translate that in these intense transactions. But I would say what kind of sets me apart today in my industry currently is my community involvement and my leadership in community and the boards that I sit on. I'm vice chair of our downtown development board, or this upcoming year I'll be serving as our outreach committee for Bayou Board. And I really believe, for me, that's my biggest asset to any of my clients, is being community driven and networked in a way that comes from like an authentic, passionate place. And that kind of gives me an edge of like what's happening and having like influence in a respectful way of helping things mature in our area and revitalize.